It's kind of bittersweet, man. I mean, we get into a prediction stream for the Bad Batch, but this is the last time we get to do a prediction stream for the Bad Batch.
I know it's crazy. I can't believe it's coming to an end so quickly too.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Especially with a couple of like double releases they've had in this season. It feels a while ago that it came out, but at the same time, it's gone by really quick too. Gone by really quick.
Yeah, didn't the season 2 come out last year too? Like it's almost like back-to-back
Yeah,
seamless um releases.
yeah, yeah. It came out around this time last year. Yeah, so that's a really quick turnaround. So I got to give props for that. Of course, that's pretty impressive. Not gonna lie, keeping us
Yeah.
keeping us entertained and lining us up for when we get Tales of the Empire. Like it's like I'm sad, but then it's at the same time like one ship, I guess, or one story ends and another just picks right up. Tales of the Empire all right away this Saturday. Speaking of, yeah, this weekend I'm going to go to the Phantom Menace on Sunday. I found a theater has been. Did you have plans for that potentially or?
I was waiting because I saw that they had plans for it, and I was like, all right, I'll wait till it gets a little bit closer, and then I'll get my tickets. So I'll be doing that soon. It's
Sweet,
gonna be
man.
exciting, dude. It's the
Yeah,
first time you've seen it in theaters, right?
yeah. I have not seen Phantom Menace in theaters, and it's where it all started for me. So like, I'm super giddy. I even like made a YouTube short to advertise for if nobody's some people have missed out. Just like get your tickets while you can
Dude,
because I'm so pumped. Where
dude,
else?
it's gonna be so great.
And music is such a big aspect of Star Wars for me. And Duel of the Fates. Come on, I've got like the most centered seat in the theater. Honestly, like I think it's the most central seat. I'm so pumped. And it's after a couple of my finals too, so it's kind of like my study reward. Or I still have like a final after it, but like it's justified.
Yeah, dude, that's the greatest reward ever.
Yeah, man, I'm so pumped. And then they've got the acolyte showing too, so that would be a nice little bonus. Do you know if that will be before or after the credits? What do you think? I guess I'm new to this kind of stuff.
I don't know. Now that you said it, I initially thought it was gonna be like a post-credit thing, but now that I think about it, maybe they'll do it beforehand because they always have like 40 minutes worth of just crap they put into the front of showings. So maybe that's where. Because
Yeah,
like if you go and watch a new movie, like they'll always do like here's a promo for something that's gonna come out in 3 months. So maybe it's like in the early access. Like you just if you're there early, then you'll see it, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. True. I'm showing up early enough, I think, but I wouldn't mind them showing after just to be safe in case I get. But you know I don't know how long that would be because what if it is like the first 10 minutes of the first episode? That could be really cool. Um,
That would be crazy.
yeah, it could make for some good content too, just to talk about it, just to give initial thoughts and whatnot, get kind of excited for it and whatever else. Just wanted to say hi. Who's first here in the chat? What's up? Take a break, mate. Surge, Icy Stormy, Smooth Jam, California. I love that name. Hey, Bismo friend. I haven't even introduced. Well, you've been on the show so many times now. This is Patrol Star Wars, the What If King. I've given him the name. Okay, he's too humble, but I mean, if you go to his channel and see the work he's putting in, you'd agree with me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, of course. So, any videos? Because I know you've been talking about you've been doing a lot of Bad Batch videos because it's Bad Batch season right now. But any of the recent ones you'd recommend for new viewers to check out just to kind of get exposed to your channel and see what you're all about?
uh, Thursday's video. What if Anakin was assigned to the Bad Batch?
Oh, so
That
this upcoming Thursday's new release?
Yeah, the new release. That one.
Heck,
That's a good intro.
okay. Well, you heard him here first. New release this Thursday. Make sure to go subscribe with the notifications on and check him out. And he's got, I mean, how like you've got hundreds of what ifs on your channel, like hundreds. Like, you know,
Yeah,
a rough estimate how many?
I think it's like 370 or something like that. It's around there. It's a
That
lot
is
of them.
impressive. I've got like 8 what ifs on my channel, and it's like, whoa, I'm like proud of that. So it's like, man, it really puts into perspective, like the work you're doing and the stories you're creating. Hire this man, come on.
Appreciate it.
Oh, of course. No, it's 100% deserved. Well, obviously, what brings us here tonight, we talked about, but it's our final predictions for the Bad Batch finale. So we're just going to be talking about kind of our main things today. Maybe discuss the season as a whole, like maybe what we'd want to see, what we think we're going to see. I do think there's a couple general things. So I do want to get a poll going on this, but we did a predictions before the first episode came out, and we asked, will any of the Bad Batch characters die besides Tech? I think that was the main question. And then the other question was, is Tech actually dead? I think those are probably the two biggest question marks, in my opinion, left of like from the preseason. So I just kind of want to start a poll of, do you think any I'm just gonna make it yes or no, honestly, and just gonna say, do you think any of the Bad Batch members will die in tonight's finale? Yes or no? And then in the chat, let me know who you think, if somebody's going to die. I don't know at this point. We've made it this, knock on wood, we made it this whole season. But I mean, last time there was a finale, they killed someone off, or did they?
I think that the ship has sailed on the Tech thing. I couldn't imagine that they bring Tech back at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really interested to see how long the finale is too.
Yeah, I think that actually plays a huge part. Now, I will say, about a week ago, I had heard that it was just a normal length, but now today, as recent as today, I didn't even hear this before. I like yesterday, I was thinking, all right, it's just going to be a normal length episode. But today, I think I saw from, at least on Twitter, one of the creators say it's like it's around the length of like 4 episodes of, I forget what show they said, but it's like a kids show that's like 11 minutes long or so. So
Okay.
I don't want to get hopes too high, but I think there's a chance we're getting an extended episode actually tonight. Now, that would be great. We've had them in the past. I think we deserve it. It's the finale. Come on. Give us the content.
Yeah. I think the only finale that's been shorter than the regular episodes is the season 3 finale for Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah.
But no, I couldn't imagine, because there's so many things that are like sure, you could do like the one clone trooper that's a nobody, sure you could have that instead of like having like it's Commander Cody or it's Tech or something like that. Like it could literally just be a nobody, which wouldn't necessarily surprise me at this point. But
Yeah.
then they get off Tantus at some point, potentially. Someone might die potentially.
Yeah, I mean the name of the episode is like the Cavalry Has Arrived. So I'm thinking, I mean, obviously the Bad Batch is there, and they get reinforcements, Rex and company, or what? What are we thinking?
I hope it's Rex. I think that'd be, maybe it's just the clones inside the facility. I really, that's why I just don't think they could fit it all into a regular length episode.
Yeah.
Like, even if you double the length, like say it's 44 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
like I still don't even know if that's like, I don't even know if that's long enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's a lot to happen. I will say though, like just being that for about like past like 6 days. Today, I've thought differently, but today I'm learning that it's potentially longer. I think I was mentally prepared for them to just wrap it up quickly. So, and somebody in the chat, Icy Stormer, says the guy said the episode is 4, and I think he said 4 to 5 Doc McStuffins episodes, and they're around 11 minutes long. So this could be about 45 minutes or so, which I think is minimum. We definitely need a longer episode. There's just too many variables going on. And especially how they started the entire show with that longer episode too. I think it served justice to have a little bit more care here and not just feel like we're just finishing the job, but really finishing on a high note, hopefully. Also, I saw some other people jump in. What's up, Dan? We need a longer episode. I think we agree there. A 2-part finale. I think it will be one episode because they gave this the name "The Cavalry Has Arrived," but it will be an extended episode. That's my bet.
Yeah, and also like come to think of it, like both season 1 and 2 were both 16 episodes, and season 3 is 15 episodes. So it also wouldn't make sense by that standpoint to have a shorter finale.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
You
I
know?
agree. Yeah, it would just be a shorter season altogether. And if it's like the length of 2 episodes, then you can kind of say it's basically 16 episodes around the same length. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I do think too with the 3 episode release right away that did probably play a part as to like how much was accomplished in those first 3 episodes, like how fast it seemed to have gone by. Um, hey Bismo,
Yeah.
who have you been shipping in this season of Bad Batch? Tech and Echo? Tekka? Well, we don't know if Tech is alive, and it's not like good. I don't know. What is what I was meaning to ask is what do they call like the operatives like in the all black armor that like the other like new bad guys they've introduced, right? What's the like official name?
I think they're CX troopers. I think that's what they're called. CX, I think.
Okay, so
I could be wrong though.
yeah, we've got one episode left. I think what would be frustrating for me, I know you said the ship has like sailed on Tech, but like in some of that mid-season, mid to latter half of the season, we really focused and highlighted shots of this character of that specific trooper. Um, and they really got a lot of like in-depth shots to where it would be pretty tough for me to not believe that this is an important character like Tech or just somebody else at this point, or like a clone of something or something. If it's just a random character, I'm going to be a little bit confused, to be honest, just with how much screen time a character did get.
Yeah, it's much different than like the Merrick scenario, for example, because like I remember everyone's like Merrick's gonna be Ezra. No, but like Merrick also didn't get that attention. Like he showed up, I think he like had a little flashy with Ahsoka
Yeah.
on Corellia, and then he fought with Sabine and turned into dust or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Hashtag
like
duct tape
he didn't,
Barack.
yeah, he didn't get that presence. Like he was just the kind of guy that was there, but he didn't get that extra, like that juicy
Hmm.
part where like he falls off a cliff and he gets up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm cool." Like,
Yeah. He was more background character, right? Like he had a cool design, but he wasn't like highlighted. Whereas this character, we're specifically highlighting and giving lengthy scenes. I mean, one of the episodes, I would argue he was the not protagonist, not necessarily like good protagonist, but like the episode was really from their perspective when they like kind of breached in to some extent to that clone base.
yeah, and that's another thing too. I'm gonna go back to the episode length again, but like for example, you set up that thing with Clone X too, but I just remembered you set up that thing with Commander Wolf. Like speaking of Cody, if for example it is like if it is a character that we do know, and like you set up this whole thing with Wolf, and you don't either pay it off or you don't pay it off here, or you're doing that because you want to do another show after this, and that
Hmm.
I guess leads me to the point of if the episode is shorter, then I would suppose that like at the end, like remember with I think it was Mandalorian, it was like next is gonna be Book of Boba Fett. Like maybe they're
Yeah,
gonna do something like that, or it's like next is gonna be Tales of the Clones, or
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It would be a tough pill to swallow. I mean, it will be a tough pill for me to swallow if this really is kind of like the winding down of animation, because it is just such a big part of my childhood with Clone Wars, and just Rebels, and just having all these different options. Um, so I hope I hope it's not going away. But like you're saying, yeah, with where we're at, there's a lot to be told. It could leave off in a cliffhanger, or potentially to be like interpreted, which could be difficult. Like that could be good or bad. It kind of just depends on where things land, I guess. Some people in the chat, Alex Lou saying some speculate one of them is either Tech or Cody. So yeah, I mean thoughts. Like the main thought would be Tech. If it's Cody, that would probably break my heart. For me, Cody is my favorite clone. And see him through Clone Wars. If if he's that clone and this is the end for him, ugh, that'd be tough.
Yeah, that's yeah. It would be. I mean, but like, imagine like I don't know if I said on this or on this stream or with Star Wars Galaxy. I'm not sure, but I said like there could be a cool finale. Like if Rex ends up coming to Tantus, and Clone X is Cody, then you could have the two clones that were with each other in the Clone Wars movie and Clone Wars season one, like these two clones that spent the entire war as best friends, kind of
Yeah.
ending that friendship on Tantus, which would be like really kind of effed up, but really good.
Could be epic. Could be epic. I do want to make a clarification because Serge just said, "Wait, no more animated Star Wars shows." I was just posing the question because we for sure have Tales of the Empire as soon as here, and they've been doing Vision stuff. Skylark mentioned Disney needs to expand their animation medium for Star Wars. Visions was going in a great direction, and I really agree. I actually really like Visions just due to the uniqueness. Not not every episode necessarily is my favorite, but I do like the uniqueness of it, and I think that like maybe the more popular. Like Visions could almost be a tryout to some extent. Ruby?
Yeah. Sorry, the dog just bit my foot.
Oh no, Ruby, no, no. Oh no.
But no, I think you're right. I think you're entirely right. I think we're getting season 2 of Tales of the Jedi this year too. So
okay, so that wow, so we get. I thought that's what Tales of Empire was. So like Tales of the Jedi is its own thing. That would be super cool.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be doing Tales because they said something about Tales of the Jedi before they ever announced Tales of the Empire.
Yeah, we talked about like in January. I think like there's 4 shows that were announced that we're expecting on. There's like Skeleton Crew, The Acolyte, Bad Batch, and Tales of the Jedi. I think those were the 4 that we were expecting. So if Tales of the Empire is its own, then we're really on our way to the over because I think of what would be I guess announced, but they're on track right now.
Yeah, and plus I think they were talking about potentially moving Andor up into 2024 as well, weren't they?
Yeah, the end of 2024. It could be it could make for a December watch time with no Star Wars movie coming out this December, but actually I don't know if they're coming out in 2025 anyhow, but it still could make it for a good watch. And I think it's 2026 May and 2026 December, right, for our movie slots right now.
Yeah, it's 26. Yeah, it's 26.
Yeah. I think originally they were shooting for that 25, but due to the strikes and all that, things got pushed, which that's totally understandable. But yeah, that could be fun. Oh yeah, what I meant to say though, yeah, as far as Visions, like especially some of those episodes with like Ronin, or I actually liked well, there's a couple of them I liked, but I can't think of the exact name in this Vision season 2. But I think it was the Korean animator, that studio. I don't know. I like some of their animation, but anyhow, I would love like a 13 episode for some of these more popular Visions crews, kind of like anime, to be honest, and just make a Star Wars anime. I'm a little bit biased. You can see in the background, I've got like a samurai Darth Vader. Thanks to my friends, Stay on Target. Best B-Day gift ever. No, but I definitely would love some Star Wars anime, and that could keep the animation section of Lucasfilm going too. But I'm sure, yeah, I could really see like a Crosshair Omega like show almost, like if they both are still alive or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much potential for them. I mean, it's not hidden that we love Star Wars animation. I mean, all Star Wars animation is done pretty decently. They're still doing. I think they're still continuing the High Republic one, the Tales, not Tales. What's it called? Light of the Jedi, something Jedi. The Jedi Padawan show, the Unleashed show.
Oh yeah. I do see that. I have not checked that out.
Neither have I.
I don't know if I can. It's not made for me. But I like the design. I will say I am. I would like to think I'm more open-minded than I guess some when it comes to the High Republic, because I do like the designs. of some of the like just like the aesthetic of the Jedi, especially. Like I like the like golden robes and the idea of them kind of at their peak. And I liked the tie-ins to the Jedi Survivor game when I was playing that. I did enjoy that. That's what actually got me to liking that. So the thing
Yeah,
is,
everything I've. What's
oh,
up?
you go, you go. Okay.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say the thing is like Star Wars is so vast and there's so much rich material. You really can make anything good if you really just put your, I guess, make a good story with it, right?
yeah. I mean, everything I've seen with High Republic is like, even I'll do like little deep dives sometimes for videos, and I'm doing one for another video before Acolyte comes out, just to kind of get into the era. And like every time I look at it, I'm just like, this is actually so fire. It's so good. Like I've never been big into reading like Star Wars books, but
Mhm.
like the information is like, it's just so like the
Have you been
stories are
getting
so
into them,
rich.
reading the High Republic ones, or
That's my intention. You don't need them for Acolyte, which is cool, but like
yeah,
my intention is to get
because
into them so I can start telling
like
fuller stories.
so like Acolyte is during the High Republic, but it's towards the end of the High Republic, like transitioning into the Phantom Menace, right? So like it is that, but it's like kind of towards the end to some extent. So there'll be similarities to like some similarities, but obviously differences, right?
Yeah, it's 100 years before Phantom Menace. So actually, it's 30 years before Dooku was born. I think Dooku was born in 102 BBY. So yeah, it takes place like 30 years before Dooku was born.
Yeah. Oh, wait, how many years?
30.
Only 30 years
Yeah,
before Dooku
30
was
years before
born.
Dooku
Okay,
was
and
born.
Dooku. So what can we say? Like that's like what somewhere between like 60 to 80 years before Phantom Menace, or like
Well,
50.
no, it's 100 years before Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Dooku is, I think, bro, 70 by
Okay.
Phantom
Okay.
Menace.
So it's still a
Yeah.
good amount, but that's still like closer than you'd think. I mean, obviously a lot can change in that. But that's pretty close. Because I think
I
originally, when I was first reading about some of the information on the show, in my mind it was like 200 years before. But
Yeah, no, the series, the book series, I think it's 300. The first phase one, I think, is 300. Phase two is 400, and I think phase three and four are 300 closer or something like that. It's within those years,
okay,
something like that. I might be off though.
yeah, I'll be honest though. Like the Acolyte trailer, I wasn't necessarily like I wasn't like super impressed, to be honest, like right off the bat. But
Hmm.
just with anything, I'm going into it with an open mind, you know. I
Yeah,
like the prospect that because I like Jedi, I like Sith, I like the prospect of seeing more lightsabers on the screen. I know that sounds pretty, generic, but I do like the idea. I mean, who doesn't? Okay, come on, who doesn't like the idea of seeing a large scale lightsaber fight? I mean, they're claiming larger than the Colosseum battle in Phantom Menace. That's what's drawing me in. But I think I need to see that first, though.
yeah, no, I'm excited. I love the idea of something that's so far away from what we consistently get content in the Skywalker saga, which I love. But like, I'm excited to get content with characters away from the Skywalker saga, like kind of like a fresh area that we haven't really seen on screen before, where you can have new characters and have new stories and stuff like that that
Yeah,
don't have to relate to like for example, if you do a story like right before Revenge of the Sith, it has to end in Palpatine winning, or
yeah, yeah. No,
if you do.
100%, 100%. I really like this move. I even want it like further too. Like it's always like I want. Appreciate, I gotta appreciate some things, but like I've been playing Kotar 2, actually my first playthrough. I've played Knights of the Old Republic 1, and I'm playing through Kotar 2 right now. I've been streaming that, and I'm having a lot of fun just immersing myself in like learning in the story. I know some of that stuff kind of already with like Darth Nihilus and whatnot. Yeah, I would love like 2,000 years in the uh, backwards, 2,000 years like forwards. I and that's kind of similar as to why I got so excited and enjoyed Ahsoka so much. is we're going to a whole different galaxy. Like I like the idea of new things and trying new things compared to the same, I guess, let's say 30-year time frame. I mean, the Skywalker saga is more than 30 years, but like a lot of our shows are in like a 30-year, maybe 15-year time period. I mean, like with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, and the originals, the Bad Batch, all of it. I mean, it's all very like, what is that, like maybe a 10 to 15-year span between a lot of that, which can be start to feel like, okay, like it's a big galaxy. This is good stuff, but I'm ready to expand my horizon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, nothing's better than watching the Empire and seeing it in power before the originals, but
Yeah, I like that
something
because
new.
it is something new. It is a unique perspective, but we see a lot of similarities too. So it's kind of pros and cons, but I like the idea of something pretty fresh with Acolyte, but we'll still see some similarities too. I wanted to
Yeah.
address a couple things in the chat. Skylar said, I would totally be happy if Disney would source out their animation to Japan and European studios who aren't afraid to experiment and try something fresh. American animation is kind of stuck in a rut. I like kind of, I'm a little bit biased just because I've been enjoying animation, like Japanese animation specifically. Right now, I would love to see more integration into American, and it's like some of this, like take like a, I don't know if you're as big on anime, but like Demon Slayer, for example, has some crazy animation. Just like the visuals are super flawless, super seamless. Now imagine like a lightsaber fight with something of that caliber. That would be crazy. So yeah, I would love that. Um,
Yeah, I get it. I've had a couple, like the guys that do like animations with me sometimes. A couple of them have used anime as like their style of animation, and it turns out so well, like incredibly well.
yeah, it excites me thinking about it.
It's so hype.
um, okay, yeah, I'm seeing some good stuff in the chat, and I do want to address more Bad Batch, right? Because I feel like we haven't made a ton of predictions yet. But Dustin says I don't like seeing lightsaber fights, but he says JK. So you need a Kotar movie. That could be a lot. Yeah, that would be super fun. How far are you into Kotar 2? I'm going to direct you to go check out my live streams. Shameless plug.
I love it.
um, uh, appreciate it. Yeah, and sub to, I mean, feel free to sub to me. Make sure to go sub to Pen Patrol. Make some great stuff. The best what ifs out there. I mean, I feel like I'm missing something. I saw some Bad Batch questions, but Jesse, Crosser, and Cody are honestly my favorite clone characters. That's a good trio right there. I will say the poll, even with one episode left, it's pretty in the majority of some people think that a Bad Batch member is going to die. Now, I want to know if you could pick the most likely character or Bad Batch character to die. Put it in the chat, and then we'll also give our take here. If any, who will die? I'm gonna leave it to you, Anthony.
Thanks. It's gonna be Hunter, because like it's either Hunter or or not Wrecker, Hunter or well, it could be Echo too. Like I don't think I'm gonna cross Wrecker off right now, and the reason I'm gonna cross Wrecker off is because he already got injured in the last episode. He got thrown into a tree, and then they had to help him up and walk away. Echo's inside of Tantus, and he's getting help from Emery. He might get collateral damaged by maybe the Zillow Beast, who's just hanging out in a jacuzzi.
Why is there always a monster?
It's gonna be Hunter or Crosshair. I don't know which one though. Maybe no one dies, but I can't imagine. I can't imagine after all the character growth that they had this season that they don't just destroy our hearts by killing one of them.
Yeah. I
So
think
I
um So your final answer is either Hunter or Crosshair, but you're still conflicted. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's definitely a tough choice. I don't necessarily want any of the Bad Batch characters to die, but like it's a darker season. I'm gonna predict both Hunter. I'm gonna predict Hunter and Wrecker and Echo die, and it's just I'm gonna go with it's dark. Not many make it out. They take out Mount Tantus, and it's just leave it to Crosshair and Omega to, that unsuspecting duo from the beginning of the season to have that, I guess, complete journey into Little Arthur Days. But we got a super chat from Matthew Brown. Appreciate that a lot. Thanks for supporting the stream. I think Star Wars really should have doubled down on animation. An animated series focused on the Ronin Sith from Visions episode 1 would be amazing. Yeah, I could get behind watching a 13 episode of Ronin. That was a unique and really fun experience. But yeah, no, appreciate it. So what do you think? Do you think my take's a little too bold?
I mean, Rogue One did happen. It's not the most unlikely thing in the world. I'm not sure. I think I could see it though. I could see them killing off the members. Again, I think the only thing that kind of gets in the way of them potentially killing Echo is the fact that they could be doing a clone series after this. But my only counter to that is Fives died wearing white armor. Echo is currently wearing white armor.
Okay. You think he's going to join his brother in the afterlife?
I hope not. I like Echo. He's pretty cool, but
he's super unique.
They do like making poetry with this stuff. That they love their they love they like screwing us.
They do
by making it rhyme.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. The cavalry will arrive to help them, but even with that, it still feels like insurmountable odds right now. Like the situation they're in and the goals they're trying to accomplish, getting out all these Force sensitive kids and potentially more. Yeah, I guess that's why I'm leaning towards this. Even with honestly, I was expecting a death at this point already in the season. Yeah, I think for sure I'm on the over of at least, like, I think for sure at least one character will die, but I do think multiple are going to die. Will they actually end the show? Will it lead to a new show? I think that's kind of what Anthony was saying here. Just because we've only got one episode left and a lot to do. Like, are they going to pull a Mando to Book of Boba Fett type situation here? And how would you do it? I guess ask the creative mind here.
Like, if I wanted to make a sideshow after this,
yeah,
I guess the way to do it is like have a successful rebellion, and then you kind of end on a note where it's like you see Rex and Gregor and Wolf, kind of maybe not even Wolf, but like at least Rex and Gregor, and they're like loading up clones into a transport and fucking. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. And Tantus is like crumbling, like falling apart in like the background, and then they're like, it's like a little salute thing to whoever survives the Bad Batch, and they go their own way, and then that's kind of what I would see, at least. Like, if you want to do a Splinter, or like this is also something I was thinking about, because remember how Clone Wars ended, and you get that, like, you think the show's over with Ahsoka and Rex, and then that scene with Vader.
Yeah,
I'm kind of thinking they're going to do something similar here, where they're going to be like, I don't know if it's going to be something with the Bad Batch, but like, for example, you might see like Palpatine, or you might see Vader, or I'm leaning towards Palpatine. Like, what I'm thinking in my head is that I think they're going to win, potentially, but even if they don't, Palpatine's going to say, nah, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to just go to a place that only has loyal Sith people. He's gonna get rid of
Okay.
Imperial scientists. He's gonna get rid of Kaminoans. He's gonna go to Exegol, and I think that could be one of those ways that they end the season or the season. But I don't know if
Yeah.
that leads into another show. That leads into the Rise of Skywalker and
Mhm.
all that. But I don't know if that leads into another show per se.
Yeah. So yeah, no, someone said imagine ending with a cliffhanger, but ultimately this comes back to what you're saying with like if you do a show right before Revenge of the Sith, like you can't like kill off Palpatine or something like that. But like it's the same kind of thing here where like the Empire eventually wins and Palpatine does come back. So what's the transition here? What's the ending? How do some of the characters, I guess, make it out and have a victory without defeating the Empire entirely? And I think you're saying that's like a solution to that exactly. Um, where Palpatine's like, you know what? Yep, screw it. I'm out of here. I can't trust anyone but myself. If you wanna get the job done, you gotta do it yourself. But yeah, do the
I do.
actual. Oh, sorry, you go.
I was gonna say I do have to say I really want to see what's inside of the vault because they keep
Mhm.
like aside from the Zilla Beast, I want to see what's inside the chamber. Like it's probably Snoke or like what will eventually become Snoke, but I want to see it. I want to see what's in that. Like maybe it's Mace
Mhm.
Windu or something. I don't know. I want
Yeah,
to see it. You know,
yeah. That would be crazy, by the way. But
that would be nuts.
yeah, yeah, I think I would appreciate that too. Just to I like more lore, but just learning more about it. Um, and that might also get help. Not necessarily help, but like just give more background for people that maybe aren't as like sold on the idea of I guess the cloning. But yeah, you add more foundation and background to something can kind of go a long way, I guess. But um, uh, the Clone Uprising would be a cool long format Clone Wars style show leading to the formation of the rebellion. I would love that. See, that's the thing I wanted the most from this season. And like, it's not that I'm necessarily like upset, you're a little salty, but I wanted to see more Clone Uprising. So if they ended this show and then just started another show called The Clone Uprising, they could still technically do that. Then they just lose at the end of it, slash it forms into the rebellion, like we're saying. This would be tampering a little bit with stories, but you could still make it work.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think you could. I get what you're saying because I remember you saying on one of the earlier streams of the show, like I remember you saying like I hope they don't focus on Tantus the entire show, and then when Ahsoka got or not Ahsoka, when Omega got taken back to Tantus, I was like, he's gonna love this when he sees this in the morning.
Dude,
So
I was so like the first 3 episodes. I'm like, we've accomplished so much. We have so much freedom to do so many different things. And then like halfway through the season, she gets back there. I'm like, and where did it bring me? It's a full circle.
literally, but I think that does thematically make. I think thematically it makes more sense for them to do it the way they did it,
Mhm.
just because it is the Bad Batch. But I couldn't imagine. I mean, they they obviously don't want to stop using Clone Wars animation. They see that Clone Wars animation is doing well, so I don't really see them stopping that. Um, I
Video
remember
game.
hearing or seeing that they were looking to hire more animators, so maybe that's for a reason. Um, but like if they're going to hint at this clone show, there's got to be something like there's got to be a visual cue because I think with Book of Boba Fett, I don't remember, but I think it was a shot of Boba shooting the Tweely guy and then sitting in the chair. So
Bib Fortuna.
yeah, Bib Fortuna, that's the one. Like they gave us a visual to show us that there is something coming. So like if they are doing something, there has to be a visual cue telling us, "Hey, this is gonna happen." So
Fair, yeah, fair. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for an end credit too. Um,
I'm getting my hopes up. I shouldn't do that.
yeah, that's pretty rare. Tiffany said, "Where do y'all think Cody is?" That is a great question. Especially, a lot of bias towards Cody here. I like Cody a lot. If you didn't know, but I would love if he's a part of this cavalry. What if rather than just Rex, it's larger than we think, larger scale to really take out Mount Tantus with this clone uprising. I guess that's how they could incorporate. I guess that's how you could technically make it a victory and not kill anyone off. Is the cavalry has arrived and they win the day and destroy Mount Tantus, and then it's like, and this will be continued on the clone uprising, and then we get a full season of that. What about them possibly? Dustin asked an interesting question. What about them possibly tying it in with Ahsoka and Thrawn coming back to our galaxy? Wait, I'm confused. Wait, at this point, I don't know. Well, at this point in Star Wars, Ahsoka and Thrawn they're not at the new galaxy at this point, right?
No, that doesn't come till after Return of the Jedi. It's
yeah.
It's 8 or 9 ABY, I think.
Oh, yeah. He's saying. Oh, Dustin saying as far as Mount Tantus in the original Thrawn trilogy. That's what he's referring to. So I suppose you could still tie seeds to, like, if they wanted to use some of those ideas. You'd have to really tease it. Like, I guess, here's an example of, I guess, how they could tie something like that in. But what if, like you're saying, they go into this vault and somebody that's like in one of the chambers or in Carbonite is like Baylan Skoll for some reason. Like that could be just like an idea. I don't necessarily think that would happen, but I'm saying that could be how they use that Tantus idea. Yeah, true. It's something to keep in mind. There could be some clues. To say, yeah. Last episode, I still can't believe. Like, I feel like Bad Batch just felt just kind of like almost this crutch for Star Wars. Not to say crutch, but like not like in a bad way, but like necessarily, but more so it's kind of just been there, at least from an animation standpoint. And now that this is the last episode and we're not getting more, it feels so unnatural because I still got an episode of Bad Batch to watch with 3 seasons of, 30, that's 40, 50, what? I can't do math. I was studying all day math. I can't do it. 16 times 3. Oh no. What is that? 47 because there's 15. 32 plus 15.
True. I got 36 from 16 plus 16, so I'm gonna just tap out. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, 47.
But that's a lot of episodes. That is a lot of episodes, though. Combine that with Clone Wars and Rebels, that's a lot of stuff there. Yeah, 16 plus 16 is 32, plus 15, 47, if I can do math. I'm a physics-based major, not a math major, but preferred. I know. I'm excited though. I like I said, I thought that this was it was just gonna be a normal run length, or at least that's what I try to look into it. But after hearing the news today that it'll be a little bit longer, I'm more excited now for the experience. Considering staying up for it, but that might not be in my best interest. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't recommend it. If we knew it was going to be like an hour and 15 minutes, like the first episode, I would say stay up. But it could be 45 minutes because that's technically longer.
Yeah, too much uncertainty right now.
Yeah. I do like that they keep it a mystery, though. I want to know, but I'm glad they're not like, today's episode is 36 minutes.
Yeah, no, I actually wouldn't mind if that stuff wasn't accessible pre-hand. It's just it ends up getting talked about, so then it becomes a talking point, and it's it's worth talking about. But like, honestly, in an ideal world for me, like, I understand trailers are important to like promote something, but for something that I know I'm going to watch, I wouldn't mind if there was no trailer. I mean, from a content perspective, yeah, okay, I don't get to talk about stuff, but for me, and being selfish, I'd love to just go in and have no idea and just go in and just enjoy it.
Dude, I did that with The Last Jedi. It was the greatest thing I've ever done.
Really?
Seriously, dude. I think it was. I think I heard like an Adam Driver interview, and he was like, "I think we shouldn't do trailers for the movies so that people come in, they don't know what they're gonna watch, right?" And so I heard that, or I saw something about it, and so I was like, I'm gonna not watch any trailers. It was so difficult because that's what I wanted to do. But I got off all social media. I can't do that now, but like I got off
Yeah.
of all social media. I didn't look at anything Star Wars, anything. I was like in the movie theater. I remember going to the movie theater, and there was a trailer for the Star Wars movie coming, Last Jedi, coming up on screen. And I was like, Dad, tell me when it's over. Tell me when it's over. Tell me when it's over. And he's like, why are you doing this? I was like, because I don't want to know what's going to happen. It was the greatest experience I've ever had. It was literally like one of the biggest reasons why I love Last Jedi so much. But like, if you can do it, I recommend it because it is so awesome going into a show
Yeah.
or a movie like completely blind. Like you just no idea what was going to happen. Wasn't looking for scenes. Like I was like, yeah, it was great, dude. It was so
Yeah.
awesome.
It's definitely an experience. I can't forget. I feel like there's something I had done that before, but now from doing content so long, I just feel so. I'm constantly talking about, which I love talking about stuff and making the predictions. I love doing it. But there's certainly a part of me that's like, I know I'd probably enjoy this. I would enjoy the watching of it maybe a little bit more, but then I wouldn't be able to do the prediction. So like, it's kind of like pros and cons, right? of stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you're here listening to this stream, I'm assuming you're falling into the latter where you enjoy like talking about and making predictions, which, hey, appreciate it. Thanks. So it's still an interesting thing to talk about. I'm gonna end this poll. We're at 83% saying that we think a Bad Batch member, at least one, will die, which is sad. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. One more, we'll find out. Now I actually want to ask, kind of what the other kind of main question, not necessarily main question, but with regards to tech, I want to make that poll. Like, is the CX unit going to end up being, is the CX trooper, that's what that was, right? CX?
Yeah, CX2, I think.
CX2 trooper going to be tech. Character that they highlighted on for a while, gave some is CX2 tech or Cody? I'm just gonna make the question tech, but if you think it's Cody or anyone else, put the name in the chat. I'd love to see some predictions. For me, they've spent so much time highlighting the character, and I just feel like it's got to be tech, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said earlier, it's not like what it was with Marek. Marek had like that show, like again, the showdown with Ahsoka, and that's it. Like he just kind of stood there, just hanging around. Like he didn't have any focus. Like there is that entire brawl, especially between Crosshair and him. Like that was a continuous, like never-ending brawl back and forth for like the latter part of an episode. So I think it has to relate to Crosshair, but is that Tech or Cody, I suppose. But I don't think they'd bring Tech back.
Okay, it's fair. I lean towards the Tech simply because I think it'd be poetic in that it's the Bad Batch, and I think from a like outside like it could be cool or epic to like pin them against each other in this finale. If this is truly it could be really heart wrenching too. I think there's arguments either way. We'll see, right? What ends up happening. That's the fun part, right? We'll know exactly what happens. If anyone dies, if everyone dies, all tomorrow. Or in 3 hours.
I can't wait for CX2 to be no one.
Yeah. CX2 to be, if CX2 is a nobody, that might be, I don't know. Give me if that's the case, give me more shots of the Bad Batch in those episodes. Come on. No. Ultimate bait and switch. Not my boy Maroc up in smoke. Hashtag duct tape Maroc back together. Am I right? No. They'll in the next they'll bring Maroc back with some magic. I mean, if that's how easy he's gonna fall apart, I feel like it'd be pretty easy to put him back together though.
I want to know more about Maroc now because we've seen him in the Tales of the Empire trailer twice. Maybe Sidious created him, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how he got there.
A character I really would love to see. They'd be young in this, but maybe not that young, but like a younger Marin in the Tales of the Empire. I really love Jedi Survivor, and I'm a big Calmer Forever, Alan Marin shipper. I've made a music video on that. Also, side note, I'm working on my editing skills, and I might be trying to do something to make a Alan Marin music video 2.0. Throw it out there, potentially. We'll see. But I would love to see Marin when now. I guess I don't necessarily want to see Grievous hack them all down, but I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Yeah, it's exciting. That's gonna be a whirlwind. That comes on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday. I have my my hardest final that day, I would say, or probably hardest final. So as soon as I'm done with that, that's gonna be my reward for the day. I'm just gonna turn off my brain and enjoy some Star Wars.
That's the way to do it. There's no better way to do it than that.
Heck yeah. I would say so. This poll, not a huge sample size so far compared to the first one, but yeah, make sure to vote. But it seems a little bit more split in that people are like more 50-50 on if it's tech or someone else or nobody. Grievous be pulling an Anakin on the Tuskens. Oh, on the Knights. Oh no. I also am a huge fan of General Grievous. One of my favorite characters. Shots. Yeah, and just hearing the voice and the laugh. I can't do it, but the like I'm so bad at it. But like the Grievous voice has always been great, especially in Clone Wars. I'm excited to see just more screen time. Barriss too. I'm that's a character that's interesting that I feel like we haven't seen in a while, but it's a pretty popular character that people wanted to see explored more. So I guess ask and you shall receive.
Yeah. I really it's funny, like a day or two before they dropped that trailer, I wrote a video and I was like, yeah, Barriss just gets killed by the Emperor, and then like 2 days later, like trailer drops and it's like Inquisitor Barriss over coffee, and I'm like, what?
They took your idea and animated it in that time. No.
It was not my script.
That's that'll be fun. I don't know what I'm more okay. No, I know what I'm probably more excited simply because there's more content for Tales of the Empire. I hate to say it, I'm excited for both, but like because Tales of the Empire is so close and it's like a movie worth versus like probably 45 minutes. I don't know. I don't want to pin them against each other, but I'm really pumped for Tales of the Empire is what I'm trying to say.
No, that's valid. I mean, I'm excited for the finale because I really want to see how it goes. But I'm definitely Johnson for that Barriss Offee arc. I really want to see that because that's what how many years ago was that it came out? Like 10?
Yeah, I mean probably. 10? Yeah,
10, no, 12 maybe. I don't know. It's a lot of years.
Yeah, when's the last time we've seen
our lives?
Yeah, it's a whole completely different person.
Yeah. Middle school when that happened. Yeah. So, you know.
The Clone Wars is so like I would say like I don't know for you, but like as you get older, like not to say my memory is going, but like certain memories like stick out more, like certain things, and like when I think of like I guess maybe kindergarten for me, like literally kindergarten, I think. And I think of the Clone Wars. I just think of like knowing it was coming out, the first ever episode of the Clone Wars, and being so excited for it. And like I think I was watching it with my mom like when it came out. It was either kindergarten or first grade. I could be getting like the age mixed up, but I just remember like sitting like exactly like where our couch was at our house, and just like seeing the epic like do like their theme, like and watching the episode and just having such a blast. But I'm on a tangent here, but I like animated
No.
Star Wars, and I don't want to see it go away. I hope the Bad Batch finale delivers tomorrow. I'm really rooting for it because I want to see more.
Yeah. We've only got 4 hours until it drops.
Yeah.
4.
Tick tock. Tick.
Yeah. It's coming quickly.
Wow. Yeah, Skylar's saying he does have the perfect villain laugh. And Grievous, yeah, Grievous has the perfect villain laugh. I would agree. I love both the voices in like Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars too. Like they're both unique and good in their respective ways. To me, almost I would say though the Clone Wars one, the animated one, is almost more iconic to me, I guess. But
yeah, I
they're both
agree
great.
on
Yeah.
that.
Just my take. So yeah, it's still pretty 50-50 on if the CX2 trooper is going to be tech. I think most people are thinking there's going to be a character from the Bad Batch that dies, which I think is a fair take. I said 3 of them are going to die, so we'll see. It's pretty bold. But more 50-50 on this tech thing. So I think as soon as I see the episodes tomorrow, you'll stay up and you've watched them, so I'm free to send my thoughts right away. But
Oh yeah,
I'll be like, it was tech, or it was a nobody.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about spoiling me. I'll be up.
Okay, sweet man. Well, I guess we'll hang out in the chat for a little bit. I do get it's getting somewhat late, so I don't want to go too late just because of finals and whatnot. But hang out for a bit here, chat with the chat. If anyone has last minute, I guess, questions or predictions, read them off. But I mean, any other predictions? I guess from I don't know if we talked about like the main, like we've talked about these couple predictions I've put in mind, but like I think the main. What's our our main take on what will happen mostly in this episode? Like who's going to be the cavalry? Are they going to accomplish the goal of getting the force sensitive kids out and all that? And Omega, like what's going to be going on here?
I have a hot take. Now, I could see them doing this. I don't think it will be this, but what if the cavalry is not other clones, but just the Zilla Beast itself?
Wow. Okay.
Because remember, why Omega did.
Yeah, Sorry. You're making my brain rattle here because that is a great. Why would they put Omega doing this like side quest to see the Zilla Beast if it wasn't going to be important?
Plus, think about it. Think like 2 or 3 episodes back when Ventress was being held by that massive sea creature, and then Omega was literally there watching that. So my hot take, but could happen, is that the cavalry is the Zilla Beast, and Omega connects with the Zilla Beast. I don't know if it's the same connection that Ezra has with other animals, but it could be something similar or parallel. Because I think Omega, Ezra, and Ahsoka are all really similar in their own respective ways, and so that could be something right there.
That's a crazy. That's a great prediction. Like crazy, but I love it, and it would make sense. I think in general, I don't know if I was predicting it, but I think I want to see Omega use the Force tonight to some extent. Like it's been teased now for over we've basically known since last season to probably basically that she was Force sensitive. And that would also tie in that earlier stuff with Asajj and the connection to the Force. So that's a great idea. And if Omega used the Force in any way, shape, or form here, I would love to see that. Just to I mean, it's been there. Connect in this high pressure situation. I know it's not, some users you have to hone it and train it versus others it's more natural. But what about a very dire situation like this might bring out, I guess, the innate ability?
Yeah, I mean that's what it does for Grogu. Grogu's done that. He did that in the season 3 finale of Mandalorian. Okay.
Yeah. And multiple, I mean, other times though too, like with the Mudhorn Beast and whatever else. I love that shot though for in Mando season 3, but just family of 3 and him. That's what I call him. But like, if you are a Bo Din shipper, but when he's like forcing off the fire and everything, I like the music in that scene, and just the shot itself is good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just a good scene, but yeah, it makes sense for Asajj showing up. For how to do that early in the season. Alex Liu asks, so Omega is force sensitive after all. Well, I mean, she has an M count or like a high M count or what is it?
I don't think Asajj ever gave her an M count indicator. I think she just said that, like, I think it was she won't ever be able to train because she said that Omega would never be able to do it if she was around her brothers. She's not around her brothers right now.
True. You heard the man. Okay, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Like, and with other, like, it'd be a perfect way to use what we've learned in other episodes too. That might have felt at the time like, oh, this is a little more cameo like, but now if they actually mean something that could really deliver, like I could see this. You're getting me really pumped. I hope it's good. I hope they do what you're suggesting or did. Just have to be honest. The name Grogu sounds like a baby food brand. No comment. Will Asajj and Quinlan take the force sensitive kids? Ooh.
Oh, that's true. Whatever happens to those kids, I guess they go back home.
I don't need to see an evil ending with these with the kids. I'll tell you that.
You better not hurt those kids.
I will leave a dislike if the kids die.
Oh god.
Zillo gets out. Clone prisoners help in fighting K troopers. I think that's pretty realistic. I could see this. I think you're onto someone with the Zillo Beast. Why would they have Omega look into it? I think it makes perfect sense. She'll use the Force. That'll be part of the cavalry. I could still see. I think to tie in everything though that they've been building on is yes, have Omega connect with this Zillo Beast, use the Force to help break out. The cavalry also then is like Rex and Cody and these other clones uprising, and it kind of all comes together to have this breakout, this heist to get the kids out, set back and destroy Mount Tantus. That could be a pretty satisfactory ending if it kind of all came together, and it would use a lot of what we learned and have already done this season and previous seasons.
Yeah, my only concern is that I do believe she'll release the Zillo Beast, but my only concern is that in releasing the Zillo Beast, it results in one of her brothers getting killed. I'm not sure which one, but
that would really hurt for her. She would like
that would be heartbreaking, but
yeah,
it could be because it kind of would be a mirror to what happened with Tech, where Tech fell out and Wrecker tried to save him, and then everyone's trying to save her, but she lets the thing go and it ends up hurting them. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it could happen. I think we're really getting into the nitty gritty of it now, which is great. But
potential spoilers.
Yeah, we may have spoiled the stream, so beware, or not the stream, the episode. So beware. Viewer discretion is advised. Do not blame us. Specifically, don't blame Anthony here because you've really got my like brain going of like that makes perfect sense. I'm really honestly I almost expect this Omega connection with the Zilla Beast at this point from like honestly expect that.
Oh shit. Yeah, now that I'm really thinking about it, it's okay. Oh, I don't even know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, we'll hang out for a couple more minutes here, but we're going to be wrapping up. So I guess chat. Any last predictions here? I'll try to read off anything I've missed. Are we getting 2 episodes tomorrow? Or just one? We're getting just one, but it appears to be longer, like 45 minutes or so. But I don't know the exact runtime, but it should be a longer extended episodes. Maybe they should use this to introduce the Inquisitors. I do not know how they could tie them in. I mean, if the bad guys win, and now we get really in the nitty gritty. Are any of the kids, any of the like species of any of the Inquisitors we know? That what about that one with the horns? The Inquisitor lady, the like. Okay, where this is getting sweaty. Okay, I don't know.
The Inquisitor lady with the horns. Are you talking about that really big one, the big one from Jedi Survivor?
Oh, I'm not talking about that one. Maybe I'm not thinking about it right. But potentially, I'm just saying in general. Is there any of those kids there that look like or would grow up to look like any of the Inquisitors we would know?
No, I think they're too young because Reva, she's 17 or 18 in Kenobi.
And this
Oh,
is
maybe.
how many? Like this is immediately after. I mean, if you throw like some of those kids look anywhere from like 5 to 10 years old. If you throw like 8 years on that, they could be young adults potentially.
Maybe.
I think this is a reach though. Either way, I feel like the kids are gonna get saved.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine them doing that.
Yeah, that would be brutal. I think as dark as we'll get as Bad Batch members, one or some may die. Any darker than that, and I don't know if I could handle it.
Yeah, no, I think because I feel like if they were, it would be an arc similar to Reva. It'd be like a revenge arc, but I don't see them doing that again because I don't really. It feels a little too out of left field type of thing.
Yeah. I like the suggestion Jack Snow has of love to see Vader take them out, but Omega and the kids escape. Like a Rogue One-esque ending, that could be super epic, sad, but like if you're gonna take out the Bad Batch, have a I don't know, have an epic ending, right? But I do also like the idea of Tech fighting against them. I don't know. What's a proper if they're gonna die, a proper ending would be necessary. Hello, Pine. Yeah, get your final predictions in because we're gonna be wrapping it up here in a little bit. What do you think? What do you think of the Vader idea? I guess, or is that too much? Like, not necessary.
I remember at the beginning of the season, I thought because I remember like they did they showed Asajj Ventress in the trailer, they showed Palpatine in the trailer, they showed Cad Bane in the trailer, so I figured that they'd have a cameo that might be bigger than that.
I remember you mentioning that though now in one of our streams.
Yeah, I think the furthest they would go with a cameo that's that dark and brooding is what I suggested with the end of the season scene like they did with Clone Wars, but instead of Vader, it's Palpatine on Exegol and it's him setting up the facilities there. In terms of a Vader scene, I would have thought so before, but I don't think so now. Vader didn't know about any of the cloning. He didn't know about anything until after Empire Strikes Back. That was the first time he ever went to Exegol. So he might be able to know about it, but like I don't think they would set that up. I know the writers usually go by the tier list of TV show than movie, and those two trump comics and books, but yeah. I don't see Vader coming up just because the way they set up the finale don't.
Yeah, it could make sense. Seems, then again, Exegol is its own thing, so like it could still maybe work, but yeah, I'm definitely not gonna expect that. I don't think it's necessarily necessary. I like the commando clones and like kind of this aesthetic we've got going on, but we'll have to see. Maybe Vader
Plus we
kills. Oh, you go.
plus we see Vader in Tales of the Empire in like 4 days too.
True. We've got Vader saturation, or as is. So I guess that is something to consider for sure. Maybe Vader kills everyone, including the kids, because of that scene of Revenge of the Sith. Sometimes reading out messages can be brutal. I hope not. That would be. There's just no way. I mean, this is not necessarily made for kids, but like kids, in theory, should be able to watch Star Wars animation. No. I
Yeah.
feel like
I
seeing
mean,
that would be. I feel like that's crossed a line. I don't know.
yeah.
Okay. And then Dustin asks, "What/who will be in the vault cloning tank? Snoke or the early
Maybe
version of Snoke?"
the early version. I mean, that's 50 years early almost. No, Snoke showed up in 1580. Snoke showed up in like after 15 ABY. So that's 25 years from now. I think it's gonna be maybe it's gonna be a Jedi, kind of like the
Like,
Fortress Inquisitorius, because like
yeah, true. And you said
because they
Mace
were
Windu
capturing
earlier.
them.
That would be bold, Mace Windu.
That would be really bold, but at least we'd have our in canon explanation for what happens to him.
True, true. I would love to know at some point what happens
Rick
with
Astley.
Mace. What?
Rick
Oh,
Astley's crazy.
Rick Astley, what are they calling? That's what they need to do.
That's what it needs to be.
Yep. They should find a way to make Star Killer canon. I mean, he might be too OP, but it'd be fun to see. I don't mind the thing is with Star Wars for me, and just fantasy in general, is like canon is important, but like it's all its own universe anyway. So like a story, at the end of the day, a story is a story. Like some things might be like more or less canon to you to some extent. For me, an example of this would be like the Darth Bane trilogy of books is like means more to me than so much Star Wars content that's like, truly canon, I guess, right? Even though it's Legends material, just because it's a real. I really love the lore and the story. I just love the story, even if some of the things aren't necessarily, lore accurate anymore. Some of the stuff is. I don't know. I guess what I was just kind of getting at. It's all stories anyway, so it's like, whatever you kind of like.
Yeah, exactly.
Assassin is tech, yeah. We just finished the poll there, Commander Rex, and it was 50-50, with 53% saying it's not going to be tech, 46% saying it will be tech. If I could vote, I would say yes, and that would make it 50-50 again. So we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll see on that. We all have our own headcanons. Yeah, that's a good way to describe kind of what I was saying. But yeah, I think we've kind of said it all. I hope there's an end credit or like an announcement of some kind of show. If not, at least there's Tales of the Empire for now. I guess any final thoughts here, Anthony?
Good luck to the Bad Batch.
Yeah, they're gonna need it. The odds are certainly against them. Well, yeah. Some people are still thinking it's Cody. That would be really gut wrenching if it's Cody for this.
I would lean. I'm personally leaning towards, if it is anybody, I'm leaning towards it being Cody.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
If Anthony thinks it can actually happen. No. If it is Cody, rip Cody. Yeah, I agree. I want to see. I really want to. If this is truly it for like Clone Wars animation, I like need to see Cody tomorrow. So if it is, and I was hoping he would be a part of the cavalry though with Rex and some of the Clone Uprising, but I don't know. It seems like somebody's gonna die tomorrow. The chat has it the over, and so do we think at least somebody's probably going to die. We'll see if that actually ends up happening. We'll see if the Zilla Beast theory. I'm really interested now in the Zilla Beast. Like, will Omega like tame the Zilla Beast and help him break out and be part of the cavalry or the cavalry itself? Both are the best. Appreciate that, Commander Rex. I'm gonna assume you were talking to us, so I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I'll take it. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Wow, no more prediction streams for the Bad Batch. It's sad, man. It's been a fun time. Thanks for doing it. You know, throughout when we could just get these predictions in. I've had a lot of fun doing it. And I can't believe it's coming to an end. Wow.
I know, it's crazy. It's been such a great time, though. I mean, on the bright side, we only have to wait about a month until the next time we can start predicting things. Yeah. So
yeah, pretty dang quick. Good turnaround there. Not much of a gap. So then, we'll have Acolyte, and then right after that, will we get Skeleton Crew or Tails right after that, or?
Yeah, I guess I think Skeleton Crew is slated for August, and who knows when Tales of the Jedi 2.
And we're here in Andor. I mean, at the end, we're gonna have lots of things to talk about, so we won't be going anywhere. And make sure to go subscribe to Pen Patrol Star Wars. He's got a new video coming out this Thursday. With what if Anakin was joined the Bad Batch? Is it right?
Yeah. What if he was assigned to the Bad Batch? Yeah.
Yeah. This is where the fun begins. And this is where the fun begins indeed. Well, at least it ends for us. The predictions end now. We've got all of our final predictions in. It's been fun hanging out. And yeah, good luck to the Bad Batch. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. They're gonna need it. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. We're gonna be heading out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.